back. Ah, we are back. How are you all doing? I haven't talked with you guys in a little bit. You see, my idea was to do an actual upload of comedy once a week, but if it was and then also in addition to that, once a week, do a YouTube video. You know, one of these. But it hasn't always happened. And you know what? That is 100% my fault. Here's the thing. The idea was, if I were to be doing an upload of comedy, I wouldn't be doing one of the YouTube channel. But I don't really think that's good. Because I think that once I start to get more people that want to see my videos and stuff like that, or later, after I've been much more successful, they want to be able to, you know, this whole channel is really just about documenting and logging my rise to comedy and acting and everything. And beautiful day catching me on the light. Look at that, catching the light. Just talking shit, relax. Yeah, it's just to kind of be like indirectly a documentary. Not really a documentary, but I guess a docu-blog, if that makes sense. But I also want to say funny shit, and I also just want to rant and talk with you, and I say with you like you're talking back, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. But I think it'd be cool as shit if 4 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody could look back and be like, wow, you know, I watched his whole progress, his entire progression to his current comedy career and acting or whatever. Write stuff down. You'll make it happen. The first part of making any plan happen is writing it down. And get a routine. You got to be really regimented. You can't just be fucking off. Having a successful day, you can't have any fat in it. You know, it's like a workout. Don't waste your gym motions. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm such a go-getter that I actually set my alarm on the weekends. My wife hates it, but sorry. But anyway, yeah, back to the YouTube channel thing and everything is that if I didn't have... Here's the problem. If I didn't really have a good set, or maybe I'm just trying stuff out comedy-wise, and it wasn't good enough to actually upload, well, then I'm not going to do that, because I'm still working out material and working out ideas and stuff, and you're not going to hit gold every single time you get on stage. You got to try stuff out, you got to get a different crowd, or the same crowd, but with different jokes. So here's the thing, if it was a different crowd of people, alright, I'm able to work on something that I've said before and try to fine-tune it and make it better, because they have no idea what the punchline is, right? In the same way, if it's the same people, I can't really say that same joke anymore, because they're already going to get the reaction, and that would be, in my opinion, a waste of time, a waste of emotions, etc. Because I'd rather just say something new and try it out. So there always has to be an element of something being new. Every single time you get on stage, you have to be trying new material. It has to be a new audience. You can try on material you've done before. And if it's the same audience, then you need different material. And, you know, and this is all, my opinion, not really fact-based, but it should be, you know? Yeah, so in short, in long, shit, that's the reason that I haven't been that punctual in uploading, because I kept trying to get like a good YouTube video, a good comedy set, and I would have them, but like 1 week it wouldn't, or 1 week like maybe somebody was talking, or I had to just handle the situation better instead of calling out somebody, be like, hey fucker, listen, you need to shut the hell up. When you see them on stage, I'm not trying to do that, not unless they want it, and I'll give it to them. Verbally, that is. Gosh, it's bright as shit out. But yeah, so carrying on though, I really am going to be a lot more dedicated to the once a week Benja Welldone comedy YouTube videos, because it's important. Yeah, it's just really important, and I love it. I love doing it. You know, there's a comedian, Bill Burr. He is not just my favorite, 100% comedian. I mean, there's so many that I like, with Tom Segura and Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer. Stylistically, they're all different. And my style of comedy, if it had to be closest to anyone, it's really a blend. Because Joe Rogan has stuff in his comedy that I relate to. And I guess that's, everyone's really attracted to the type of humor that they have. Tom Segura, oh shit. Tom Segura has this whole like his natural, just relaxed face. He's sincere, he's nice, he's honest, but he also looks like a guy that could have killed your fucking neighbor. And then eating breakfast with you tomorrow morning, and he just never mentions it. He just has that I call it like a second look kind of face, where you look at him once and you're like, nothing suspicious, and then you look back and you're like, wait a minute, did he kill my neighbor? Yeah. And Bert Kreischer, he brings like a whole club element, him being like Mr. Partier and everything. I'm being serious, you know, guy is just, Bert Kreischer is phenomenal. I've seen him twice. I spoke to him a few occasions at the shows, you know, not like one-on-one. I mean, technically it was, if I was at a show and he was there too, but I was there to see him, you know, I paid to watch him. But yeah, all these guys, my comedy, it's a blend. I don't want to say a combination, because that would mean like, I don't want anybody thinking like I'm trying to be all these people. I'm not. I'm just being me, but these people relate to me and I relate to them. If we hung out, hypothetically, I know that we would all have fun and laugh and stuff, because if my humor is similar to their humor, and that's actually how I project it. What I think is funny, I project jokes in that way. I act stuff out. I talk about fucked up shit. I'll talk about some crazy science stuff. Like Joe Rogan will say, like, he'll just be dropping knowledge and facts and stuff. Bert Kreischer doesn't typically, or ever I've heard, drop like crazy knowledge about like Egypt or pyramids or, you know, science or anything like that. Neither does Tom Segura. They all sort of have their own style, 100%. And my style, it's just like a touch of everybody. If I had to put it like on a board, you know, there's certain styles and I'm not like at all. I'm nothing like what's his face? John Delaney, nothing like him. Jerry Seinfeld, nothing like him. I'm not dirty, but I just say stuff that I think is funny. People laugh. But you really got to work out jokes first. That's a whole other conversation. Before you're really ready to take it out. It's kind of like a sword. All right? A sword should be sharp as fuck. It doesn't start that way. If I came to battle when one guy had a sword and I brought a piece of metal that one day, if I got it forged correctly, would be a sword, that would be a bad battle, you know. And a good joke, I keep on putting the shit up and down. It's just, oh, I'm sorry, lights everywhere. Yeah, but a good joke is pretty much like a finely tuned weapon or sword, because you can take it out any time and just destroy, you know, just kill. Kill is a term, if people don't know. It's like a way of saying, like, make everybody laugh. You just destroy the room, you killed everybody. Sounds kind of bad, but it's not like that. Yeah, so that's what's going on. If I had to say that I lean in anybody's direction the most, stylistically, it would definitely be Bill Burr, because I am always so fucking angry. It's so much shit. I just don't convey it. And when I hear him talk and he gets so pissed off, and he's like, he gets so angry, but he's the kind of guy that when he gets angry, he gets funnier. And not just he really does hate the things that he says he hates. those thoughts that he has really are the thoughts that he has. The thoughts that I have really are thoughts that I have. And I know for a fact I'm at my, especially that's what I've been told my funniest, when I talk about shit that pisses me off, because I'm so passionate about it, and I could just talk about it for fucking ever. Bill Burr, as a matter of fact, the whole reason why I got on this whole damn topic, is that he actually has a podcast, which is really brilliant. And he could talk. He does like a 1-hour podcast. And the Monday, shout out to Bill Burr. It's called the Monday Morning Podcast, and it's about an hour podcast every Monday. And then he has a Thursday, a second one, the Thursday afternoon just before Monday morning podcast. Kind of complicated. It's still one podcast, but he just calls the episode different on Thursdays, whatever. And I know for a fact I can talk, I can rant, I can do this for a fucking hour, no problem. So that's another goal. One day to do something like what he does, podcast, YouTube channel, etc. And that's what this is supposed to be, but it'll get longer. It will. But right now, you know, it's funny because there's nothing of substance that's really going on, but in the background there is. So here's what I mean. I did a comedy contest. I'm just gonna leave this thing down because I'm fucking sun is gonna get me no matter where I go. I did a comedy contest. It wasn't really a contest because of the contest you have to have an element of fairness, and it wasn't also unfair, but kinda. So here's what I'm saying. It was one of these entertainment contests where you go based off of crowd applause and stuff like that. So basically that means hypothetically, if you said no funny jokes and you brought 100 people, and I brought my girl, I brought my wife, that was it, right? The guy that was not funny at all, just by crowd applause, could win easily. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. The only way, basically I didn't win, but I did on my own terms. And I'm not worried about winning on their terms because I went there as a complete fucking stranger. Nobody knew me. Everybody else had friends and friends of friends and their friends about their friends, etc. I'm there with my wife. That's it. And I'm not making excuses, but if I left out that part of the story, in all reality, I would be doing a disservice to the truth. You feel me? Yeah, you see that face? That's that disservice to the truth face. If a friend says something that's not exactly accurate, he omits a fact, you go, But anyway, so, yeah, I made everybody laugh. I'm going to get that footage and I'm going to put it on YouTube. There's a really great guy, this guy Sean, that put it on. Shout out to Sean, good job for you. But anytime you have a contest held in crowd participation, it's not just about laughs, but it's about loyalty. And the thing that I went to, even if I did as great or as good as I did, nothing would change the fact that when it comes down to being judged, there were tons of different problems, but there was tons of answers. The problems, I don't really worry about not controlling because they're not me. The one thing that I did control the most and I did the best was me, and that's all I cared about. So in that aspect, it was a success. But on the aspect of winning this competition, I didn't, and I'm cool with that. I didn't go there to win it. I mean, I did indirectly, but my direct was to make everybody laugh, and I met my goal, and I crushed. I did better than I've ever done before. I took every lesson learned, and I look at lessons learned not really. This is my life. This is my reality, and this is my world. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. When I learn something, to me, it's not like you'll hear the expression like adding tools in a toolbox, which is pretty much just means like you take it out when you need it and you put it back when you don't. I don't do that. For me, it's levels. And what I mean about levels is it's a permanent addition to myself. So everything that I add, and what I'm saying is like with comedy and a learned and acquired knowledge from a skill that I'm passionate about. There, that's a perfect way of saying it. Like shooting my bow and stuff like that. Jiu-jitsu, which I'm really trying to get back into. A whole other story. But so with comedy and whatnot, when I figure out and I learn, or somebody tells me something and I kind of evaluate what they said and I consider it, I do that thing. But it's not like a once in a while thing. It's a permanent addition. It's a level added onto me, the house, and just keeps on moving forward like a flagship. Hopefully that wasn't too complicated. Like, what the fuck did he just say? But what I mean by a flagship is that when you continue to build a boat, multiple decks, okay, you always make additions, and those are my levels that I'm referring to. And just like a boat, houses don't move, but boats do. So with all these different levels, everything is always moving forward, and that's the only direction that I care about moving, and that I do move in. If you step and make an incremental step 1 inch or 1 foot in a direction of progress, damn, that actually sounds pretty influential until I cut myself off. But if you can even make an inch or a foot or 1 step or a big leap as far as anything in the direction of progression, that's a good thing. Back at my house. And those are my levels. That's what I do. That's how I roll. That's what really matters most to me. But like Bill Burr, I could do this for so long, and in my opinion, I think when people like me enough, they'll want to just hear me talk and just hear my thoughts and stuff like that. I remember being in DC, now that I'm in Texas, and I would drive around and I would just be thinking every morning as I was driving into DC, how can I improve myself? How can I get more time in my life? How can it's like I'm trying to, every single day and every single night, I was trying to find my way through a maze, and this maze is called life. And I'm telling myself, okay, I know the end goal, but right now I just don't have enough time to do it. Because with DC, the traffic it's second worldly. Like, it's like from a whole nother dimension. It's crazy. And everybody has oh, traffic, really? No, I'm telling you, it's basically like a second job, and it just beats you down. I mean, not really physically, obviously, it's road, but all I'm saying is that the number one reason for the move here to Texas was to pursue this. Now that I'm being able to capitalize and work on my creativeness and do comedy at least once a week and stuff. And yeah, it's not there. I'm removing more complications as every single day goes by, and I think it's really, really important. No matter where you are in life or what you're doing, you always gotta reevaluate your situations and your surrounding, and sort of just say, am I maximizing my potential? I knew I was not in DC, so I had to move here. And my very understanding, great, awesome, funny, cool wife, she supported me, and I told her it's a must do. There's no state income in Texas, so that helps too. My checks are bigger. Low cost of living, great economy. I mean, Texas is the shit. It's so awesome. But yeah, I still have those thoughts every single morning about how can I maximize this, but now it's different thoughts, because now that I'm already maximizing actions, now my thoughts aren't how I can begin those actions. Now it's about how I can make those actions better and sharper and more performed, and just all around just better in general. So yeah. Oh, this is such a good song. Oh, come on. I didn't plan this, but it's a good song. Yeah, so to me the most important thing you know, in addition to your loved ones and everything, is you have to love yourself first. You can't say, oh, I love my wife, but I hate the shit out of my fucking self. you gotta be happy with yourself. And it's not that I wasn't happy. I mean, I just wasn't happy to the degree that I knew I could be. And now that I'm here in Texas, I am not just much happier, but I have the time. See, to me, time is a lot more important because people are so overemphasized with the value of material possessions and shit like that. In my opinion, that's a fucking fact. That they don't really value the time. So what I'm saying is, if you're a doctor and you work 85 hours a week, some crazy as shit hours, and that's your life, you may be getting paid fuck tons. But if you can't enjoy it, like, what are you doing with your life? Like, what? I mean, like, is there really a difference? Is there really a difference? How about this? Is there really a difference between being wealthy and not being able to spend your money, and being poor and being able to hang out with your friends? Actually, there is a difference. Let me phrase that. Is there really a difference between being extremely fucking rich and wealthy, beyond measure, but so busy you only have enough time to go to bed at night and you can never do anything for fun, compared to a person that is homeless and still has no fun? Right? I mean, if you're not enjoying yourself, I think I'm about to. You understand what I'm saying? It's not coming out the way, which is kind of like comedy, why you got to really work things out and figure out the best wording, which I do, by the way, on the phone, at the gym. And I say this, and I'm not saying this in a weird way. The world is my stage, and what I mean by that is that everywhere that I want to practice material, Walmart, grocery store, on the phone, calling a friend, I don't really reveal like a magic trick, like, hey, I'm going to tell you a joke, tell me if it's funny. I do it, and I do it very unsuspectingly, kind of, and I evaluate it. And then after I told a story like 5 or 6 times, then I start to really get down like the best version and the wording, and then I'm not really having to try to like strategize on how to say it and what words to choose, because when you're on stage, it just has to flow. But that still happens. You still kind of like trip over your words and stuff like that. Not really on purpose, but just if you were to hypothetically try to work out something on stage, it's not as smooth, obviously, compared to if it were to be worked out. So, yeah. Well, listen, I could keep going on and on, but all I was basically getting at is that Texas is offering me the time to pursue my passions, my creativities, all of this real stuff that's my reality. And knowing that I have the time to do that, which is my important in my life, in my opinion, and in my reality, in my world, your time, my time, is worth so much more than my money. Because if I had all the time in the world, I mean, if I didn't have shit, you understand what I'm saying? If I had all the money in the world and no time to enjoy it, how's that any different than just basically I'm killing myself here, but you understand. I'm trying to get this thought out. Between, this has gone on way too long, but Texas is giving me what I need. It's going to take me to the next step, and I just really believe that time is a lot more valuable than money. You really need to value your time more. In Texas, I'm getting paid more, and I'm having more time back, so that's not a bad thing at all. Come to Texas, or maybe just stay away and let me enjoy it. Thank you for bearing with my my thoughts and stuff, but that's kind of part of what this is, I'd be interested to see how many people actually watch this whole thing, and I get statistics once a month. YouTube does that. That's some cool shit. But if this was a Bill Burr podcast, style-esque, I mean, I would be talking about a lot more stuff. It would be lasting an hour. I'm only at 25 minutes now, and I'm just scratching the surface. I have so much more stuff I want to say, but I got stuff I got to do, and this is important, what I'm doing now. This is part of the important stuff, you know, is making that break and every single time getting in front of that camera and really just speaking my piece. So I've done that quite a bit right now, and now I'm going to do some other stuff. I'd rather have an extensive video than a 1 minute, 2 minute one. So I try to have at least be like 5 or 10 minutes. But yeah, I 100% could easily do an hour, and I'd be recapping stuff that happened in the week, crazy stories, blogs. I'd have it mapped out a lot more and strategized. But right now, this is kind of like just very free thought, and I have tons more thoughts that I would like to share and do stuff like that. But I'm good for right now. And I hope everybody liked this video. If you did, please hit like. Okay? Remember, you're watching the early stages of something that's happening. So I think that these videos will only be a lot more popular. And I'm not being pretentious, I'm being honest. Like I said, that's my reality. That's my intention. That's my world. This is what I'm doing. Alright? And this is important for me. And it is. But I think that these videos are going to be a lot more insightful and fun and cool to watch many years later, because I don't really know anybody that's doing it besides for me. So yeah, well, you guys have a really good one. I just thought of another joke just now, something about going to the doctor. A complete random. I just think differently. So yeah, maybe if you watch this and you see my comedy for next week, Tuesday that is, at the Arlington Improv, that you will like it and you'll understand that moment. If you watch it back, you'll be like, oh shit, he just had some thought about something. What was he thinking? That's what I was thinking. You'll see it later. All right, guys, thank you for your time. Words of advice: if you get a chance to improve your life, and if you can get any progression in one direction, if it's small, if it's long, if it's short, if it's far, you need to always progress. You need to always just keep moving forward, no matter how small it is, because those inches will add up to a foot, and those feet will add up to a yard, and then a mile, and all sorts of shit. But just always move forward. Doesn't matter how small. Go to the gym, do a sit-up, okay? Do more than that, but you got to keep moving forward at all costs. Got intense, got serious just now. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Always move forward, keep killing it, do awesome, stay black. I love you all. Mwah. Peace. I'm out.